Hello, welcome back to Oolykee Gaming and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic tutorial. We're gonna focus on semaphores and rails. Okay, we're gonna focus on three things. We're gonna talk about three things. One of them is gonna be intersections, second is gonna be semaphores, and third of them is gonna be blocks or segments. So let's get started. Okay, first, I want to talk about two types of semaphores. There's two, not three, but yeah, I understand there are three of them here. So technically we're going to start with number two, which are the semaphores. You have three types of semaphores. Two types of semaphores, that will be normal one and the chain semaphore. Mixed one is just combination of two. So when do we use them? What do they mean? What is a semaphore? Semaphore is a thing that tells you go. That just tells you if it's free, go. Perfect. That's an explanation. I couldn't have think of a better one. Probably I did, but that doesn't matter. Yes, it tells you to go. What does the chain semaphore say? Oh, that's a different one. It tells you to go not when the next segment is free, but when the segment after that is free. This doesn't seem very useful here, but it is very useful in the intersections. So, we're gonna talk about intersections now and how to use semaphores. So, we're going back to number one, intersections. Okay, so there are two types of intersections you're gonna use the most of the time. That would be T intersection and exchange intersection. And how do we use semaphores? Let's start with T intersection because it's a little bit easier and it's a little bit cleaner. So, we have normal semaphores. There are two rules. Okay, if you want to take anything out of this video, it's two rules. Use normal semaphores when exiting the intersection, use chain semaphores when entering the intersection. And that's it. That's it. That even includes the mixed ones because they are a mixture of those two. Let me explain in a little bit more detail. So, when the train comes to an intersection, okay, it cannot go into intersection and just stop there. It needs to clear the intersection because train from the opposite direction might come that is not going in the same direction where this one is going, and that train is going to be blocking the whole intersection. We can't have that. That's a big no-no. So that's why we have chain semaphores. If the intersection or the next block is not clear, do not enter the intersection. As soon as the next block after that is clear, he's gonna go and he's gonna clear the intersection in one go. This is why we use chain intersections when we entering the intersection block or intersection segment, and we use these ones after the intersection. Why? Because this tells you get the hell out of there. Just get the hell. If this is free, just go. But that is going to be free because this one will not let them go if that one is not free. That's the basics of T intersection. Okay, exchange intersection. You're gonna be using those before the dead end station, last station on the line, maybe even a fueling station or something like that. So why is this here? This is because your trains like to turn around and go back where they came from. So let me show you how it looks like. It's exactly the same setup as the T intersection. Chain going in, normal going out. Chain going in, normal going out. Even on this side, chain going in and normal going out. Simple as that. This is set up just because these trains need to go up and down on the same lane, in both directions, and that's why they are mixed there from both directional semaphores. And that's about it. Okay. Now we're gonna talk about third thing that we didn't mention still, kind of in it. It's blocks. Okay, so what are blocks? Blocks are all the segments in between the semaphores, not including the intersections because they're not counted as a block. Why are blocks important? Well, they're not really. That just gives you the limit, the amount of trains that you can have on a certain line. For example, this line has 22 blocks. Let's count it together. All of these are counted as a block, not the intersection. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, and the last two with the station would be 22 blocks. And how many trains do you think I have running here? Well, it's not 22, let me tell you, because the math goes the amount of blocks you have minus 1, this is how many trains you can run. And yeah, let's face it, technically they're running, even though it's a snail space, but one of these trains is not going to move until the whole circle is filled. But this shows you the importance of these semaphores over here that you can see. So normal semaphores are important because if we try to remove any of these, we automatically lose blocks, and this is gonna stop. This whole train line is gonna go to a standstill, and nothing is gonna move in next minute or two as soon as they saturate themselves up. Anyway, this is a tip when you have a long stretch of railroad. Just put semaphores on it in the direction where your railroad is going. Be sure that those segments are longer than your longest train so they can fill them in. That's gonna speed up your transport. Okay, I have a bonus for you guys. Third type of intersection, that would be the X intersection. This is the most horrible intersection ever. It's simple enough to make, but if you need to make something like this, obviously you have a heavy traffic going through there, otherwise you wouldn't be building this monstrosity. And again, treat every single line here as a single intersection and just move your semaphores back and let your trains pass through this if you're gonna build something like this. I don't suggest you should build something like this. I suggest you should build something like this. Now, this is not my creation. This is somebody taught me this. LDZ comment section. Thank you so much. He actually taught me frame by frame how to build this. I'm just useless. I'm just useless artistic wise. This looks absolutely beautiful. You can mix it however you want. You can even build a T intersection like this. This is cloverleaf intersection where you have two major lines intersecting with each other, and I can tell you that it looks much better than that over there. You have a big bridge over here, and you can treat it as two main lines with some of the intersections, and also it's full of blocks where your trains actually can stop, and they can go and well, populate these blocks and wait until the line is clear, so you can. This is definitely much faster than these X intersections. Like for example, if we have 8-10 trains here, they would easily be able to populate these segments and still have the main lines clear. Okay, let me show you how to build one of those. Okay, let's try to make it simple. If you're gonna build this monstrosity like I did, you're gonna have money for the electricity hoses or lines with electricity hoses. That means train with electricity lines, I think they're preferred because it's gonna look much nicer if you build it with those. Why? Height is king in this case, because if you build it too low, it's just gonna look ugly. So we have a basic kind of line over here. We're gonna use tip of this hill and tip of this hill and build kind of bridge over here. So you can choose whatever kind of bridge you want, actually how long you want your bridge to be, but we're gonna go for something basic like this. And you can see that our electricity hoses, overhead electricity hoses, are underneath the bridge, so it should be fine. I'm gonna stress one thing out: expand this plateau that you have a little bit. You don't have to go crazy about it because you're gonna be lowering it in a few seconds anyway, but you're gonna need a little bit of space here, you know, be like NASA, just have that space, and do that on both sides just so you can have a little bit more, well, as before said, space. So this is gonna be what we're gonna build here, and just extend your railroad as far as you want. It doesn't really matter, it's up to you. The second things that you're gonna build here is the other side, so let's build those. There we go. And we have our big X intersection that is not interfering with each other, but we do want to interfere. So what you're gonna do, start with cloverleaf part of the intersection first. So you're gonna build something like this, and then you're gonna connect it all the way here. Usually works like a charm, but I'm pretty sure that you guys are gonna do a better job than I do, because artistically wise, I have a I'm not that good. I'm not that good of an artist. Here we go. So if we go this way a little bit more maybe, and we can just connect it more or less in the same direction. And the last one, here we go. This one is a little bit doesn't want to cooperate, so you can build it in segments. And here we go. This is the clover leaf part, and this is definitely something to be definitely you guys can do a better job than I do here. So here we go. We're gonna start with the outer edges of the clover leaf part, and again, you can do a little bit of terraforming if you wish, just to have it a little bit nicer here. Let's try. Here we go. It doesn't have to be perfect, it has to function, and this is the only thing that you have to be mindful of. We can always start on the other side. Okay, this one is a little bit nicer. It wants to cooperate a little bit more, but you can always make it cooperate. So we are done with half of the outer edges of the clover leaf. We can always go something like this. And the last one over here. There we go. This is a simple clover leaf construction, and the semaphores and stuff you can see over here if you wish to go. Here's a one last look how you can set it up. But anyway, I hope this helps. I hope this is, well, for me it was a nice experience. Hopefully it's gonna be for you as well. Like, subscribe, notification bell, all that good stuff if you want to help the channel as well. Guys, see you in the next one. Bye bye.